The poster boy for the upcoming Endwalker expansion has been a staple of the raiding world and a popular job for both beginners and veterans alike. Paladin will be popular regardless of the changes being made to it, but I'm glad to report that fans of Paladin are being rewarded for their loyalty with a fully realized job identity and flashy new abilities that make them more devastating to enemies and more desired by their parties. I'm Emerett and I'm walking through the Paladin changes that I'm most looking forward to in just a few short weeks. The biggest and flashiest changes coming to Paladin revolve around Requiescat and the burst window. Like Warrior's inner release, Requiescat is moving to a charge system. When used, the Paladin performs an attack and gains 5 stacks of Requiescat that lasts for 30 seconds, doubling the damage of their spells and making them instant cast. This makes the burst window around Requiescat much more flexible to account for boss movement or forced downtime. Moving to a stacking buff also provides much clearer information as to when the Paladin starts their burst window or how far they are into it. The other massive change to the burst window comes from 3 new spells that follow Confiteor. Dubbed the Confiteor combo by the community, Paladins can follow up Confiteor with Blade of Faith, then Blade of Truth, and finally Blade of Valor. Each spell deals AoE damage and restores MP to jumpstart the next phase of the Paladin's rotation. The final spell, Blade of Valor, also applies a damage over time effect for each enemy it hits. While Blade of Valor's dot does not stack with Goring Blade, it makes a powerful AoE enmity tool when combined with Circle of Scorn. These new abilities bring some variety to the Paladin rotation and help to further differentiate the physical and magic damage halves of the rotation. The changes to Requiescat do allow some flexibility in keeping the ability on cooldown should it intrude on the fight or flight window, but some considerations will need to be made to account for how weapon skills and spells are utilized under each window. For example, Goring Blade and Blade of Valor both provide a dot effect, but Goring Blade's physical damage will be best utilized under fight or flight and spaced far enough apart to get the full benefit of it and allow for the full duration of Blade of Valor leading into the next fight or flight window. Puzzles like this will make working through the Paladin rotation in Endwalker a more involved process. The Requiescat changes and Confiteor combo are exciting additions to the Paladin's kit for Endwalker, but the changes I'm most anticipating for Paladin are on the defensive side of the job. Paladin is seeing so much healing added to their kit with Endwalker, you might mistake them for a healer, but taking a deeper look reveals some interesting nuance being added. The first few additions come from traits. Divine Magic Mastery 2, granted at level 84, adds a 400 potency heal to both Holy Circle and Holy Spirit. This will provide excellent sustain while in the middle of using Requiescat, and allows Clemency to act as more of a party utility spell rather than exclusive self-healing. The second trait being added is Enhanced Divine Veil at level 88, which also adds a 400 potency heal to Divine Veil. Be aware, however, that this healing effect is part of the second half of Divine Veil. The Paladin still needs to receive a heal to apply this effect to the party, but it should be easier to utilize Divine Veil with Holy Spirit and Holy Circle now gaining healing effects. The greatest addition comes from Paladin's level 82 abilities. Sheltron is being upgraded to Holy Sheltron. Holy Sheltron still blocks all incoming attacks, but now provides 2 new effects. Knight's Resolve adds 15% damage reduction to Holy Sheltron briefly after use. Knight's Benediction adds a heal over time effect lasting 12 seconds. These effects are being added to Intervention as well via the Enhanced Intervention trait at level 82. In the grand tradition of tanks stealing other skills, Paladin steals Aurora from Gunbreaker. This provides increased incentive to use Holy Sheltron and Intervention more often, and better utilize the Oath Gauge. The effects also provide added utility for Intervention as it's now easier to provide higher mitigation. While you no longer benefit from stacking both Rampart and Sentinel, Intervention provides a flat 10% mitigation if you have either effect on yourself, and a guaranteed 10% extra reduction from Knight's Resolve. Paladin is receiving great new spells to freshen up the rotation, as well as many amazing adjustments to current abilities to make the job both more independent and a better team player. Will these changes make compelling case for maining Paladin and Endwalker? Let me know what you think of Paladin in the comments. If you liked the video, click the thumb or consider a sub. If you want to check out more content, links are in the description for Twitch, Twitter, and the community Discord. If you're considering the other tanks, you can check out my thoughts on Gunbreaker's incoming changes here.